Hi. Firstly, I don't have any fancy editing equipment or fancy camera. Just use my phone, and I am a retro girl. I dress in 40s and 50s clothes, and I'm not, the average YouTuber dressed in the latest style. What I am doing is I'm here today to talk to you about grief and how government agencies, utilities companies need to back off. They need to back off and allow families time. What I would want is a one-stop set up so they don't even need to pick up the phone. They can go online, put in all the details, and all these various agencies are told, and they just back off. They back off and give family time. I've had nightmares from Poole Council, TV Licence, N-Power, BT, O2, various ones. They should have just taken one phone call. They took 6 to 10. Wessex Water, yeah. Santander, oh, that's a whole separate vlog, that one. When my mother died, I don't know if you've experienced this yourself, you have to go and register the death, and there's not one stop. It's useless. All it does is just tell the passport company, agency that, that person's passed away, and don't allow anyone to have that passport. And then the first question they ask you is, did your mother have a disability badge? No. Again, that wouldn't have been my first thought. It's like, damn, I'm going to have to walk a couple more feet now and get the badge back. There isn't anyone that can help. Trust me. I have spoken to various companies, and well-meaning, but don't really get what you're going through. And these companies, bereavement lines, the only way I can explain it is if you wanted to call a dominatrix lines, N-Power's bereavement line, yeah, that's what it sounds like. I had to actually put the phone down because I'd speaking to them a day or so after my mother's funeral, and I was in trouble because I didn't know where the special key was for the gas box. This is my account. I may not know where the special key is, and their employee actually said to me, "Do we have a problem?" That tone, those words. Oh, did your mum just die too? I don't know. Do we have a problem? I'm not sure. I have one. My mother's just died. I'm on the phone to yourselves, and I can't find the special key. I had to put the phone down, and they did whack my tariff up to the highest tariff because I said I'm going to go with another company. And that's another thing, is you have to ring these companies. And my mother and I obviously weren't married. We lived together. We weren't tenants in common, and I wasn't married. So half the companies wouldn't speak to me, or the other half said, "Well, you can pay now." And suddenly you're faced with a month's worth of bills coming out of your bank in 1 week that you didn't realise you're going to be paying that week as well. That's another financial thing too, and which they just don't understand. TV Licence, I called them the day after my mother's funeral, and I said, yeah, my mother's passed away. I need to make an account now in my name because you can't use her bank. The bank's going to be frozen until probate sorted. And yeah, that's fine. What's your bank details? I gave them mine, the money. The following week, I managed to get myself in arrears with the TV licence. You've been paid? Why am I now in arrears? Oh, no, it's fine. Another phone call. 6 phone calls. And then I received letters. You're going to be facing people coming to your home, £2,000 fine, and maybe a court appearance. Oh, not sure where. Because as far as I'm aware, they're going to take the TV. I paid my TV licence. And what they'd done, even though they'd acknowledged that my mother had passed away, they put my name on my dead mother's account. So I had 2. Mine, my dead mother's with my name on, which is obviously in arrears because that one wasn't being paid, even though they knew she passed away. And again, I shouldn't have had to be facing this problem on top of everything else. I'd like to have sat in a darkened room and grieved for my mother, but that's a luxury. Poole Council sent me a council tax demand. Please pay £40 by the end of this week and £160 by the end of next week, because my mother died the week before, the 1st of April, so they wanted it properly tidy. So I had to call them. I haven't had my mother's funeral yet, but I will get round to you if you just back off. Just back off. That's automatic. Sorry. Maybe you should just stop doing this, because I am a mentally strong person, but you could send people into profound grief, having to deal with all of this on top of the sudden loss too. You know, and I had to say to them, yeah, it's my mother I'm burying. It's not my dog. You know, you're sending me this. Oh, pay this. You know, this is the date your mother died, and now you can pay it. I know I'm going to have to, but just back off. You know, it's just like, this is why I'm now making this vlog. I'm just going to highlight all of these companies and what it's been like having to talk to them in the midst of grief. You know, these bereavement lines, they talk at you, down to you, and my favourite, they might explain it to you. You know, when you're, you know, I'm up, I may be dressed, I may have eaten. That's a good day. And because you're not picking up the phone and immediately saying, oh, hi, should we have a chat? So, you know, my mum's just died. Yeah, happy. No, you're not. You know, I struggled with one-word answers. No, yes, that was sort of cope with. But because you weren't this happy version of yourself, they immediately start. And one company I spoke to, I did actually receive an apology letter because I record all the conversations now. And they heard it anyway because they record it. And you know when you're on the phone and there's music playing, and then they go, oh, all our staff are trained by the Samaritans. Really? The only way I can explain is that they were trained by some warlord's PR department. Because seriously, they were not trained by the Samaritans. You know, I'm coping with my day. I cannot cope with your bad day on top of me as well. You know, maybe some of these companies should take the Wi-Fi away from some of these employees. If they're not trained, they're working within a bereavement department, yeah, and not trained with people who are calling, who are in the midst of extreme grief and the sudden loss of someone. Because I'm not going to be at my happiest. You know, like I said, Santander, BT, I had to call them. You know, my mother's passed away. I have to make a new account now. Oh, you can use your mother's. Well, mother doesn't have one, does she? Technically. So then you have to ring another department because it's not just simple as just calling them once. And when I'm making a new telephone line, they cut me off. BT cut my phone off in less than 30 minutes. Now, if you try to get your phone line, it takes what, 10 days? They cut me off in less than 30 minutes. So then I didn't have a phone. I had no Wi-Fi. I then had to recall, using my mobile, the companies I had called, even the funeral home, to say, this isn't my phone. My phone's been cut off. Not because I haven't paid the bill. I was trying to make a new account. And it's again, more phone calls. But what they also didn't tell you is that you lose your email as well. So all these people that have my email, it doesn't work now. You know, so I had to ring the funeral home saying, who were holding my mother hostage until I paid. You know, sorry, you can't contact me now on this number. It's just a constant barrage. And this is why I want this, you know, I'll do it if someone funds me. This one stop so families can be left alone. Not indefinitely. We're not saying we're never going to pay. We're going to live here for nothing. And we're going to, yeah, that's another thing. I have to sell the house anyway. Whew. Inheritance tax. Or as they say in America, we're coming to get your kids. Yeah. Oh, and DWP. Did you know my mother received disability living allowance because she had extremely bad arthritis for 1 year of her life, exactly 1 year. Never took any other money from the government. Did you know that when they died, the government wants it all back? She got an estate. And I'm not talking sort of deer and you know, Trout Lake. We're talking she had her own house that she paid for with a taxed income. But because she received this benefit for 1 year of her life, the government want it all back, the whole year. Anyway, so I hope I haven't bored you. I'm just trying to highlight. I've been on Twitter. I've been on Instagram. I've tagged newspapers and people because this needs to be highlighted. This is bad. This is really bad, and you know, we're having to deal with a lot as well. I say me. I'm the one's dealing with it all. You know, sending someone into profound grief because they have to speak to these people who probably in the bereavement line have only ever lost an earring, not actually probably ever lost anyone close to them, then talking down to these people as well and making it extremely difficult, and just one phone call should have been enough. And but thanks for watching, and I will be making more. I'm gonna do each company and deal with the timelines and what these companies are doing. So if you've been a good company, no need to worry. But I'm going to be highlighting Santander, how they speak to disabled people. TV license, Poole Council, my favourite. N-Power, BT02. Oh, and the fact that my mum's applied for PPI since she's been dead. And that's another one. Oh, we need to speak to the account holder. She's passed away. But if you can prove to me that she's applied for PPI since she's been dead, then I'm, you know, that's going to be fun. Oh, and she hasn't done what we've asked her to do, so we're going to send that to the solicitor now, and that's going to be even more money. But she's dead. She hasn't applied for PPI. Yeah, but we can't speak to you because we need to speak to the account holder. Well, she's in a little box at the moment, which they then laughed at. Okay, it's not really that funny, is it? But thank you for listening, and I will be doing some more vlogs and you know, of everything that I've had to deal with so far, because there's more to come. You know, there's more. It's been 6 months and it still hasn't gone away yet. There's more to do. Thank you.